I believe you can say whatever you need to say so long as you say it with respect. And so if it's with your intimate partner and there's something that's bothering you, but you want to say it, first of all, when you say it, it's like you release a pressure valve. You know what most people do in any relationship, they swallow what they need to say, even though it's incredibly important to them. And here's what that does in your professional relationships and in your personal relationships. Every time you swallow something you know you needed to say so that you're clear, it builds up. It builds up emotionally. It builds up psychically. And it eventually, that pressure builds up and eventually it will come out in conflict. It happens at the office. There's a teammate and you don't say something like, here's what bothers me, or here's what I need to say, or here is my opinion. Over time, the wound will fester and it will damage the relationship. And I've seen it so often in home relationships, in personal relationships. A little thing that could have been handled, like, I didn't like the way that you said that to me, or I wanted to go to do this on the weekend, but you wanted to do that and I really didn't feel heard. And rather than just saying it, because most of us don't know how to say it, they don't teach us how to communicate at world class in school, we swallow it. Because human beings don't like conflict. Because we're tribal. And I don't want to get into, the neuroscience and the psychology of tribalism, but we're tribal. That's how we survived thousands of years ago. And so now we do have an instinct hardwired into us not to have conflict because we want to fit into the tribe to survive. But if you don't speak your truth when you know you need to share your opinion, well, you swallow the words, you swallow the emotions. And here's what it does. It not only then damages the work relationship or the personal relationship. Here's the powerful insight. It damages your relationship with yourself. And I think in many ways, all lack of success and creativity and productivity in someone's life comes down to a lack of self-worth. One of the best things you can learn how to do is learn how to honor yourself. Learn how to build self-worth. Learn how to build self-respect. Learn how to build self-love. And one of the best ways to do that is to speak your truth even when the fire is on. And so how do you do it? It's like any other skill. You practice it. So you look for opportunities every day at work or at home where you want to say something, and then you start paying some attention because, as you know, with better awareness, you'll make better choices, and with better choices, you'll make better results. With better awareness, step one, you'll start making better choices. And with better choices, of course, you're going to see better results. So the greatest women and men of the world all built high awareness of what they wanted to improve and where they were weak. And so start thinking about, where am I swallowing my truth? Where am I not sharing my opinions? What contexts or what situations do I do this? And that's going to build some awareness. As you become more aware, you're going to start catching yourself in the moment. And then you can say, you know what? I have power, I have choice, and I'm not going to do this anymore. And you start to speak up. You can say whatever you want so long as you say it with respect. Don't swallow your words. If you're in a restaurant and the service is mediocre, you're a paying customer, you can speak to that server and you can, with great respect, you can say, can I offer you some positive feedback or some feedback, please? I'm a little disappointed. Don't blame. Don't be angry. Say it with respect. I was hoping to have this kind of a meal, and I found that this is what happened here, and I'd be ever so grateful if you could just find some kind of a solution for me so I leave happy, because I want to leave you a great tip as well. Would that be okay? That's an example of how you could deal with a situation in a restaurant if you weren't happy. What do most people do? They swallow it. They just never go back to the restaurant, or they go online and tell 50 people, or the wound festers, and all through the meal they're upset, and then maybe they have a fight with their family. That's true, right? That's what most people do, versus having the bravery and the self-respect to stand for yourself. You're paying for the meal, the dinner, whatever it is, or you're at a hotel if the service wasn't good, and if you feel it's important, to say something about it, then speak to someone at the front desk. Often they'll say, "How was your stay?" And say, "Well, I'd love to share my experience with you." And you don't have to go on for an hour. You can just go, "Here's what happened here, and here's what I experienced here, and here's what I would love to have happened, and I'd love to hear what your solution would be." And if you say it with that level of respect and no emotional charge, and you're not blaming, and you're not angry, and you're just being a respectful human being who is also self-loving, you're going to create some magic. So maybe in your personal life, if you are having, let's say one of your children, or let's say someone in your family is sort of rubbing you the wrong way, usually at the dinner table, or maybe it's at a family gathering, you don't say anything. Why don't you say this? "Hey, so-and-so, can I have a few minutes to chat with you?" And then you go off into a private place, because you never want to do this in public. You always want the other person to save face. And you say, "Hey, you know what? Here's what I've been feeling." That's a great line. That's a great verbal cue. "Here's what I've been experiencing in our relationship. And I really care about the relationship. And it's making me feel angry. And I'm feeling really disappointed." This is really powerful. This shows someone who not only loves the relationship, and the other person, it's showing someone who respects themselves. And so you say, "Here's what I've been experiencing, and it really hurts me, and it disappoints me. And sometimes I feel really angry, and I want the relationship to last. Is there a way that we can find some solutions so I don't feel like this, and whatever? What do you think about it?" And that gives the other person the space to say, "Well, I had no idea," or "Thank you for letting me know," or "Well, I'm upset too, and here's what I feel, and here's what I've been experiencing, and I'm frustrated about this." And then you can say, "Wow, I didn't know that." And it's hard, and it takes bravery. But if you practice it, you get stronger, and you learn to be a better communicator. And this builds the relationship not only with the person at work, or the person in the restaurant, or the person within your home or family. Most importantly, it builds the relationship with yourself. And I will share with you, with great love and respect, everything you do in your outer life, whether it's your relationship with money, your relationship with your productivity, your relationship with your craft, your relationship with your team, your relationship with your customers, your relationship with the world. All of those external relationships depend on one thing: the relationship you have with you. Honor that relationship first. I call it the primary relationship of personal heroism. That's the relationship you have with yourself. Tend to that, because every other relationship depends on that. And so when you speak your truth when you're scared, when you speak your opinion when your voice shakes and it's difficult, that's a high act of honoring yourself. You'll build self-worth, you'll build self-respect, you'll get more individual power, you'll feel stronger, and every other relationship in your external world will rise as a result of that.